welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be showing you how I accidentally made this marble cup. So my intentions were to make a marble cup, but I made a mistake which turned into a very happy accident. So I started off by spray painting a flat white Rust-Oleum spray paint on a 20 ounce no taper skinny tumbler from Griffin Blanks. I had just gotten done epoxying a few other cups, so I had some leftover epoxy on my hand, so I did a very, very thin coat of epoxy on this cup, and then I used pearls from BAMF Customs, which is a fine like opal type glitter, has a little bit of like metallic in it, to completely coat the entire cup. This video is a little bit slowed down than usual, just so you guys can really see this process and maybe you can duplicate it. So it won't even be a happy accident, it'll be intentional. So I have been playing around with alcohol inks for a while, just to do different techniques and different things, and you'll see that in some upcoming videos. For this video, I used Nicole Merritt Original Shade Ink in Hold Up, Sweet Daddy, and forgot the third one off the top of my head, but it'll all be listed below in the description. After I applied the glitter, exactly after, I went ahead and started painting the alcohol ink directly onto the glitter. In other videos, I've seen people mix the alcohol inks or other colorants with epoxy and do it almost like a Milky Way. But I was doing another cup and I painted some alcohol inks directly on the glitter, and I was like, I feel like I could do a pretty decent marble type cup with this. So this is what I'm doing. The epoxy is not cured, so this is literally on the raw glitter that I just put on there, and I did not mix my alcohol inks with anything, not even 91% alcohol. I'm using straight alcohol ink and a very thin paintbrush. Now, I will change out the paintbrush that you see me using here for an even thinner one, because the black, it shows up a lot. I mean, it shows up a whole lot more. So I wanted there to be some thinner lines. And the original goal for this was for me to paint lines on there and then add epoxy and then kind of do the same thing again, but without the glitter, and paint on more alcohol ink to make a more dimensional cup so that there were layers of lines versus just one flat base of lines. But you'll see where I messed up and why. So I used white, silver, and black because I was trying to do more of like a quartz marble, which is what I have on my countertops at home. But I definitely want to try this again with like a rose gold or pink or something along those lines. But anywho, I added the white alcohol ink at first because it is pretty opaque. And if you really look at like a quartz or marble slab, you'll see that there's white in it and then there's like a clear in it. So that's what I did. And then I went ahead and added the silver because there's little bits of silver. So I do the same exact thing as I did with the white and the black. I just go around and kind of mesh it with the lines. You want to make sure all your lines are going in the same direction for like the most part. You could always Google marble pieces to look at to see, exactly what you need to do, have a reference, anything like that. But anyways, so I went through with the silver. I kind of painted on top some of the white and some of the black just to mix it up a little bit. So once I was happy with the design, I went ahead and threw on a flood coat. It was about 25 to 30 milliliters of epoxy. I did CCDIY's fast set with a little tint of blue alcohol ink in it. And so a flood coat is a coat of epoxy that you put on top of glitter before the base layer epoxy fully cures. So I want to say this was probably 20 or 30 minutes after I applied the glitter that I did this. And as you can see, it started smearing. The alcohol ink was dry. Here's the thing. The alcohol ink was dry, but what happened was the alcohol ink dyed the glitter and I did not brush off the excess glitter. So it started to smear and the excess started rolling around too. So as you can see here, it is smearing. And I was like, oh my gosh, I've ruined this cup. I don't know what to do. So I started using my gloved finger and kind of swiping where it was smearing and picking that up and kind of like sliding it onto the cup that had my epoxy in it. So I was like basically taking excess epoxy off and putting it back into my cup that the epoxy was originally in. I also made sure I kind of swiped in the same direction because the point of me doing this was I was trying to save the cup. So I didn't have to start over or strip it. So I was just going in the same direction as I was before. And again, the reason why this happened is because there is excess excess glitter that I did not brush off, so it moved around the cup. You are going to have to train yourself to walk away because that's what I did. I just stopped messing with it. I walked away and I came back and took this video here and I was shocked. It looked more like marble than I ever could have done intentionally. So once that completely cured, I went ahead and started painting on with a thin paintbrush some more of the silver alcohol ink and some more of the white alcohol ink. So that's Sweet Daddy and Hold Up from NMO. The black is called X Factor. It just came to mind as I'm doing this voiceover. So there's that. But I went ahead and went through and just did some random lines. Again, just to add a little bit of dimension to it. Slow-mo so I can show you this ink that I'm using again. Which, wow, now that I'm looking back on this, that was not very slow at all for you to see. But anywho, so the white was, again, very opaque. So after I did these like kind of random lines going in the same direction as everything else, I went ahead and took a little cup full of 91% alcohol and a clean new paintbrush that didn't have any of the other alcohol inks on it. And I started kind of going through the already dried white and silver alcohol ink and brushed over it, more so to spread it out and not make it so like bam in your face, because that's how it looked because it was so opaque. I needed to disintegrate it a little bit. But then I also took some foiled flakes from CCDIY and a clear Elmer's glue stick, which after doing this, I don't know if you'll actually need the glue stick. Originally the plan was to do like either glitter or these foil pieces to like just have little accents within the marble. And as I was like putting it into the glue, I realized that if I just wipe it, it has this great metallic like effect. So the reason why I didn't use foil, like silver foil, like you always see me use in a lot of my videos, is I felt that was going to be too messy and I wouldn't be able to put the foil where I wanted it on the cup. And it wouldn't have had kind of like just a sheen to it, like how I'm using my finger to rub in the flakes to this. Now, you don't need a lot. I know if you go to CCDIY's website and you pull up the flakes, you're going to be like, oh my God, I'm not paying for that. That is so expensive for this little teeny jar. I barely put a dent in this little teeny jar, and it shows through beautifully. I went ahead and did 2 more coats of epoxy after that of 20 milliliters. And then this is the final product. I was super happy with it. I was super excited about it. I couldn't believe that a mistake turned into such a happy accident, quote unquote, from Bob Ross. And I'm really excited to try this again with a different color palette. So let me know what you guys think. Let me know if you try it, how it turns out, and subscribe, all that good stuff. And I'll see you guys next time.